Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, cool.
Probably gonna have less than yesterday than last night. They over there preaching a sermon, and Isaac ain't coming on no more. I don't think, at least for a while.
Yeah, he got tired of them Satan onlys. Shit, I don't blame him. I told him my first like couple years on the Nazarite, I was completely offline, so it was a good time. So I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that too. Only reason I'm on social media is basically just for like dropping scripture and shit like that. But I'll be deactivating my shit every now and then for a while. About to do another internet fast. Besides on here for the reading rooms, basically. But shit, once I get my thing going, man, once I get a certain amount of money and some land and out the country, I'm gonna probably just ditch the phone and be like, fuck it.
Exactly.
I don't even remember what it was like to live without a phone, bro, and always having distractions and shit. Just wanna see what it's like to live like how the ancients did. Hey, you play some music if you want to, bro.
Nah, bro, you got it. I'm getting ready to read right now.
Shit, ready when you are.
We need to come up with some type of damn vetting process.
What you mean?
Ask them what Joshua 1:8 is about, and then block them.
We got 100 some members in this reading club. Don't nobody be showing up, man.
Kick them out.
Shit, I already kicked one out. I was taking no space. I don't get it.
It's just like them asking me why I kicked them out the Torah group. I didn't believe in keeping the Torah. Why the fuck they want to be in the Torah group? Hey, one more minute, bro. My dad got that damn COVID shit again.
Against elderberry.
You know, you don't listen. Hey, Mia, come here. Come here. It's okay. Go get Daddy's gold pen from the TV room on the desk. My little pointer, so I don't dirty up my book. Yep, that's it. Yep, this one's better. Thank you. All right, go sit down and eat. All right. The word of Yah came to me saying, You son of man, thus saith Yah Elohim to those who dwell upon the soil of Israel, an end. The end has come upon the four corners of the land. Now the end is upon you, and I will send my anger against you, and I will judge you according to your ways. And I will place upon you punishment for all your abominations. My eye will not spare you, and I will not have compassion, for I will place upon you punishment for your ways, and punishment for your abominations will be in your midst. And then you will know that I am Adonai. Thus saith Adonai Yahweh Elohim, an evil and singular evil. Behold, it is coming. The end has come, and it is aroused against you. The dawn has come against you, O dweller of the land. The time has come, the day of Tammuz is near, and it is not the joyous sound of the mountains. Now speedily I will pour my wrath upon you, and I will spend my anger against you, and I will judge you according to your ways, and I will place upon you punishment for all your abominations. And my eye will not spare, and I will not have compassion, and I will place upon you punishment for your ways. Hey, hush over there, I told you that already. Or you can go somewhere else, little girl. Your ways and punishment for your abominations will be in your midst. Then you will know that I am Adonai who smites. Behold the day, behold it comes. The dawn has gone forth, the rod has sprouted fruit, wantonness has blossomed, the violence has arisen to become a rod of wickedness. There is not among them, nor among their multitude, nor among their offspring, anyone among them who yearns for me. The time has come, the day has arrived. Let the buyer be not be glad, nor the seller mourn, for fury is upon her entire multitude. For the seller he will not return to that which was sold, as long as his soul is alive. For there was a prophetic vision for her entire multitude. It will not return. Each man, his very being remains with his iniquity. They will not fortify themselves. They will blow the horn and prepare everything, but no one will go for war. Hey, hush, man. I told you that. Go to your room instead. Then. You want to stay and hear me read? All right, please be quiet. Thank you very much. For my fury is upon all her multitude. The sword is outside, plague and famine are inside. Whoever is in the field will die by the sword, and whoever is in the city, famine and plague will consume him. Their fugitives will flee, and they will be in the mountain, all of them moaning like pigeons in the valleys, each man in his iniquity. All hands will be weak, and all knees will melt like water. They will gird themselves in sackcloth, and terror will cover them. On every face will be shame, and on all their heads baldness. They will throw their silver in the streets, and their gold will become repulsive. Well, that's literally what's going on right now.
Yeah, I was finna say that already happened. That's been happened.
Yep. They don't care, like, for any of this. They just want to be known as the Israelites. They don't care about what it means to be an Israelite or pleasing Yahweh or like actually repentant for anything. They just want to. They're literally like, okay, this right here. They will throw their silver in the streets and their gold will become repulsive. Like, yo, it's so clear, bro. Like, it's so clear what that is. They're like the damn face of Hellenistic Judaism today. The Jewish are more Jews than they are. Okay, they will throw their silver in the streets and their gold will become repulsive, for their silver and their gold will be unable to rescue them on the day of Yahweh's fury. They will not satisfy their souls, and they will not fill their stomachs, for it was the stumbling block of their iniquity, the beauty of his ornament. He had set for majesty, yet they made the abominable and detestable images within it. Therefore I have made it into repulsive things for them, and I will give it into the hand of the stranger for plunder, and unto wicked of the earth for spoil, and they will profane it. I will turn my face away from them, and they will profane the place where I am hidden. Wow. I will turn my face away from them, and they will profane the place where I am hidden, and into it will come lawless people and profane it. Hold on, let me go to the language for this real quick. What verse is this? I'm gonna start at 21. 22. Wehashiboti fane mechem wehilelo etashe pune usha ubau ba parishim wehileluha. I will turn. That's like avoid them. I will turn, avoid them. I will move my face from them. And face is like fane. It's like it could also mean like his presence altogether. Mechem wehilelu. And they will pollute, defile, prostitute, etah shefuli, my secrets. Yep, my secrets, my hidden things. Wow. I will take my presence away from them, and they will pollute and prostitute and gather the grapes thereof. And wow, what else does it mean? Defile my secrets. Ubau. And they will like enter, be fallen, go into a trance, be strucken in a place parishim, like in a place of robbery and robbers, where he and they will like defile and like whatnot. Wow. All right. Make the chain, for the land is full of blood guilt, and the city is full of injustice. Haratoch is like chain. And I will bring the wickedest nations, and they will inherit the houses. And I will put an end to the pride of the mighty, and their holy places will be profane. Wehebeti re'e goyim, weyareshu etabatechem weashbate geon azim weanachelu mechodeshem, their holy places. So I will bring the wickedest nations, and they will inherit their houses. And I will put an end to the pride of the mighty, and their holy places will be profaned. So that's just not like their physical holy places. That's like their minds, because they don't know none of this stuff. All they know is just like all the stupid stuff we used to know. That's it. That's it. And that comes from other nations. A cutting off is coming. They will seek shalom, but there will be none. Disaster will come upon disaster. Report will be upon report. In vain they will seek vision from the prophet, and teaching will be lost. Let's see. Where we at? 25. Kefada. That's like utter destruction. Kefada ba ubekshu shalom wa'id. They will seek peace, inquire of peace, require peace. They will need peace, beg for peace. There will be none. Hoa al hoa tabu ushemua al shemua tiye ubachsho hazon minavi. So they will harm on harm will come, rumor on rumor there will be. Then they will seek and require a vision from a prophet. we ubakshu hazon minabi wetarawat obad michohen. They will seek a vision from the prophets, but the Torah will perish from the priests. Weasha mizechenim means like they will forget the Torah. Hamelech yitabal wa nashi yilbas shema wide am haaretz tibal chana midarcha me'eshe otam ube mishpetechem eshpetem uyeda ki ani Yahweh. The king will like mourn, and the prince will be clothed. Well, I mean, I could read it in English right here. Hold on. The king will mourn, and the leader will be clothed with consternation, like desolation, consternation. That's shemama, like desolation. The king will mourn, and the leader will be clothed with desolation, and the hands of the people of the land will be confounded. I will act with them according to their ways, and by the judgments they deserve, I will judge them. Then they will know that I am Yahweh. Wayedaki ani Yahweh. All right, then it's like Wehi debar Yahuwah ilay lamar. That's interesting. Whoa, they don't even have that in the English. All right, after what we just read, it should say Wehi debar Yahweh ilay lamar. Then Yahweh, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, "Wow, well, that's very interesting. That's super interesting." And then it goes into Wehi bashina ha sheshit ba shishit. And it came to pass 6 years, the sixth on the fifth, Bahamisha la Chodesh of the month, Ani Yosha Bebeti Wezachine. I am, and I sat in my house, and the elders of Yahuda Yoshebim Lafene with the full Ele Sham Yad Adonai Yahuwah. That's super interesting. Okay. It happened in the 6th year, in the 6th month, on the 5th of the month. I was sitting in my house, and the elders of Judah were sitting before me, and the hand of Yah fell upon me there. I saw, and behold,
Says
Yehuda Ile Sham Yad Adonai. The word hand, as we know, it could mean like a lot of things. It could mean like armholes, axle trees, because, bounty, broaden, creditor, dominion, uh, a ministry, a power, a ordinance, a terror, a swearing, all type of shit. Yeah, what were you saying?
you was saying it says something different in the English.
Well, yeah, it's missing like a whole line in the Hebrew for some reason, but it's all good.
Hmm.
That was like super interesting. Yeah, that was weird. It happened in the 6th year, in the 6th month, on the 5th of the month. I was sitting in my house, and the elders of Judah were sitting before me, and the hand of Yah fell upon me. Adonai Yahweh fell upon me. And I saw, and behold, there was a likeness like the appearance of fire. From the appearance of his loins and downward, there was fire. And this is where it's going to say like Zohar, um, for brightness. It's like, why ere wichene demut kemere aish fire mimera matena ula matata aish umi metatana ule mala kamere zohar kayen hahashmela, like the color of amber. And that brightness is like a different brightness than like the angels had. The countenance. This is like a different, like it's like a super different brightness, like way bright.
So,
Okay, so it
so
says
radiance is Zohar.
yes,
Okay.
radiance, brightness, whatnot. Yep. And it says, it happened in the 6th year, in the 6th month, On the fifth of the month, I was sitting in my house, and the elders of Judah were sitting before me, and the hand of Adonai Yahweh fell upon me, and I saw, and behold, there was a likeness like the appearance of fire from the appearance of his loins, and downward there was fire from his loins, and upwards like the appearance of a radiance. Yep, radiance like the color of the chasm. Then he stretched forth the form of a hand and took me by a lock of my head. Hmm. And a wind carried me between the earth and the heavens and brought me to Jerusalem in divine visions to the entrance of the inner gate that faces northward, where the seat of the provocative image of provocation stood. Hold on, let's read that again. Hey, what you doing over there? Are you done? Huh? No, you're good. You do what you're doing. You still want to listen to me read, right? Okay, so okay. It says that he stretched forth the form of a hand and took me by a lock of my head, and a ruach carried me between the earth and the heavens, and brought me to Jerusalem in divine visions, to the entrance of the inner gate that faces northward, where the seat of the provocative image of provocation stood. Oh, it's going to talk about them in this chapter. And behold, the glory of Elohim of Israel was there, like the appearance that I had seen in the valley. He said to me, Son of man, lift your eyes now to the way northward. So I lifted up my eyes to the way northward, and behold, the north of the altar gate. This image of provocation was in the entryway. Then he said to me, Son of man, do you see what they do? Great abominations are the people of the house of Israel committing there, to cause me to distance myself from my sanctuary. And now you will yet see again great abominations. He then brought me to the entrance of the courtyard, and I saw that, behold, there was a single hole in the wall. Then he said to me, Son of man, tunnel through the wall now. So I tunneled through the wall, and behold, there was an entrance. He said to me, Enter and see evil abominations that they commit here. So I entered and saw, and behold, every sort of image, disgusting creeping things and animals, and all the idols of the house of Israel were carved upon the wall all around. And 70 men of the elders of house of Israel, with Jazaniah ben Shaphan standing among them, were standing before them, each man with his censer in his hand and a thick cloud of incense rising. Then he said to me, Have you seen, O son of man, what the elders of the house of Israel do in the darkness, each man in his paved rooms? For they say, Adonai does not see us, and Adonai has forsaken the land. And he said to me, Now you will yet see again great abominations that they do. And he brought me to the entrance of the gate of the temple of Adonai that is to the north. And behold, there were women sitting, causing the Tammuz to cry. And he said to me, Do you see, son of man? Now you will yet see again even greater abominations than these. Then he brought me to the inner courtyard of the temple of Adonai. And behold, the entrance of the sanctuary of Adonai, between the entrance of the hall and the altar, were some 25 men with their backs to the sanctuary of Yah. So they had their backs to the Torah, with their faces turned eastward. They were bowing eastward to the sun. Ha! Wow. He said to me, Do you see, son of man? Were their sins too trivial for the house of Judah that they had to commit the abominations that they have committed here? For they have filled the land with injustice, and yet they return to anger me in my own house. For here they are sending their foul odor into the nose. I too will react with wrath. My eye will not spare, and I will not have compassion. Though they cry in my ears with a loud voice, I will not hearken to them. So he doesn't want to hear them. He doesn't hear their prayers. Why would he listen to their prayers if they don't even try to do what he says? For what? He hates them. All right. He then called within my earshot with a loud voice, saying, Bring near those appointed over the city, each with his weapon of destruction in his hand. And behold, 6 men were coming from the direction of the upper gate that faces northward, each man with his sledgehammer in his hand. But one man among them was clothed in linen, with a scribed slate at his loins. They came and stood by the copper altar. Then the glory of Elohim of Israel ascended from the top of the cherub on which it had been, going to the threshold of the temple. And he called to the man clothed in linen, in whose loins was the scribe's slate. And Adonai said to him, Pass through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and mark a sign on the foreheads of the men who sigh and moan for all the abominations that are done within it. Wow. Then he said to those within my earshot, Pass through the city behind him and smite. Let your eye not spare, and do not have compassion. Old man, young man, maiden, children, and women you shall slay, to utter destruction, but do not approach any man upon whom is the sign. Begin from my sanctuary. So they began with the elders who were before the temple. He said to them, Defile the temple and fill the courtyards with the slain. Go forth. So they went forth and smote throughout the city. And it was while they were smiting, I remained and fell upon my face, and I cried out and said, Alas, Adonai Elohim, are you destroying the entire remnant of Israel as you pour out your wrath on Jerusalem? Then he said to me, The iniquity of the house of Israel and Judah is very great. The land has been filled with bloodshed, and the city has been filled with injustice, for they have said, Adonai has forsaken the land, and Yahweh does not see. So I too, my eye will not spare, nor will I have compassion. I have placed their way upon their head. Wow. Beroshech. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, hold on. Derekim. It's like their way. Beroshim, on their heads. Netate. Weyane. Ha'aish. Lebesh. Kebod. Or Keboim. Ashar. Hakosi. Wow. Mashib. Deber. Lamar. Ashar. Kekol. Ashar. Zayotim. Wow. So their way, that's their crown. All the stupid stuff they like, that's their crown. They don't have the Tiferet. And it's crazy that he like grabbed, he grabbed Ezekiel by his crown. So imagine like someone grabbing you by one of your hair, like you know, like grab your head. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, he tried to keep that crown on him. That's crazy. Then I saw him behold on top of the expanse was above their heads. Hold on. I have placed their way upon their head. Just then the man clothed in fine linen with slate upon his loins brought back an answer, saying, I have done according to all that you have commanded me. Then I saw that, behold, on top of the expanse that was above the heads of the cherubim, something like a sapphire stone, like the appearance of the likeness of a throne, could be seen over them. Then he said to the man clothed in linen, Come between the Gal, beneath the cherub. And that's the wheel. That's like the wheel. And fill your cupped hands with fire coals from among the cherubim and throw them upon the city. He entered before my eyes, and the cherubim were standing to the right of the temple when the man came, and a cloud filled the inner courtyard. Then the glory of Adonai rose up from upon the cherubim and rested upon the threshold of the temple. Yo, if you're done eating, can you get out? Because you're over there playing. Come on, man. Why don't you come sit over here with me? So what you want to do? You don't know? All right, man. Damn. Then the glory of Adonai rose up from upon the cherub and rested upon the threshold of the temple, and the temple was filled with a cloud, and the courtyard was filled with the glow of the glory of Adonai. And the sound of the wings on the cherubim was heard up to the outer courtyard like the voice of El Shaddai when he speaks. Hold on, let me read this again. Ah. Hey, come here. Come here. Come here. Sit down right there, please. All right, so what you want to do? Did you finish eating? Are you going to eat? Let me see your plate. Come on, man. Let's go. Go over there and get one more. And go sit down, please. I'm just trying to read. You can't be quiet for me. I thought you liked hearing this book. Get one more and put it in your plate, man. Come on, let's go. All right, go sit down. I said one. One. Eat that one and you can have another one. Go sit down, man. Oh, man. God damn, bro. Give me one second. All right. My bad, bro. So let me again get her some stuff. Okay. You don't want to come over here with me? Come. All right, fine. All right. Then he said to the man clothed in linen, come between the Galgal beneath the cherub, and fill your cupped hands with fire coals among the cherubim, and throw them upon the city. He entered before my eyes. The cherubim were standing to the right of the temple when the man came, and a cloud filled the inner court. Then the glory of Adonai rose up from upon the cherubim and rested upon the threshold of the temple. And the temple was filled with the cloud, and the courtyard was filled with the glow of the glory of Yah. And the sound of the wings of the cherubim was heard up to the outer court, like the voice of El Shaddai when he speaks. It happened when he commanded the man in clothed linen, saying, take fire from between the Galgal, from between the cherubim, that he came and stood from near the Ophan. The cherub was stretched out his hand from between the cherubim to the fire that was between the cherubim, and he carried it and put it into the cupped hands of the one with clothed linen. Then he took it and went out. There could be seen on the cherubim the form of a human hand under their wings. So it's like he's having a vision of like another man basically doing all the stuff that the Most High wants him to do and everything that he wants Ezekiel to do concerning these people. And he's already doing it. And basically, that's crazy. And yo, are you seeing that as well too? It's like he already has like another Malak um dealing with the people and basically just feeding their abominations to get them up out the way. Then I saw and behold there were four Ophanim besides the cherubim, one Ophan besides the cherubim, and another Ophan besides the another cherub. The appearance of the Ophanim was the color of Tarshish stone. As for their appearances, there was one likeness for all four of them, as if there would be a wheel within a wheel. When they went, they would go towards the four sides. They did not turn as they went, for whichever place the head faced, they went after it. They did not turn as they went, with their whole body and their backs and their hands on their wings. The Ophanim were full of eyes all around. For all four of the Ophanim, as the Ophanim, they were called the Galgal. Within my earshot, they were called the Galgal within my earshot. So he called them the Galgal. Each one had four faces: the one face, the face of a cherub; the second face, the face of a man; the third face, face of a lion; the fourth, the face of an eagle. Then the cherubim rose up. It was the Kayah, which I had seen at the river Kabar. When the cherubim would go, the Ophanim would go next to them. And when the cherubim lifted their wings to rise upon the surface, the Ophanim did not turn away from beside them. When they stood still, they stood still. And when they rose with them. For the Rawak in the Kayah was also in them. The glory of Adonai then went forth from upon the threshold of the temple and stood upon the cherubim. The cherubim then lifted their wings and rose from the surface before my eyes as they went forth, with the Ophanim opposite to them, and it stood at the entrance of the eastern gate of the temple of Adonai. And the glory of Elohim of Israel was upon them from above. This was the Chayah that I had seen beneath, the Elohim of Israel at the river Kibar. I realized that they were cherubim. Each one had four faces, and each one had four wings. And there was the form of human hands beneath their wings. As for the likeness of their faces, there were the faces which I saw by the river Kabar. Their appearances were the same as theirs. Each one went in the direction that he faced. Well, I read chapter 10 on accident. I mean, what do you think about all this, bro? You there, soul? Well,
Yeah, hold on, my phone tripping. Well, that's a lot to go over. Hold up.
What you were just reading, is that the same that's in the first chapter, like when he first sees it? Or,
It sounds similar.
yeah, because I was just reading that over and that's what it was saying, but I hear that this one is different because I don't know how to say it. Geraldine, it's already placed opposed to when it first came to him, like when he first fainted and then got the um like new mind to be able to hear them, like when he came back into consciousness. So this seems like, was he dreaming at first?
Oh, damn, how did I go on mute? All right, so right after he tells them to like look through the hole in the wall in chapter 8 or whatever and see the abominations that they're doing. Um, he said he called within my earshot with a loud voice, saying, "Bring near those appointed over the city, each with his weapon of destruction in his hand." And behold, 6 men were coming from the direction of the upper gate that faces northward, each man with his sledgehammer in his hand. But one man among them was clothed in linen, with the scribe's slate at his loins. They came and stood by the copper altar. Then the glory of Elohim and Israel ascended to atop from atop the cherub on which it had been going to the threshold of the temple. And he called to the man clothed in linen, on whose loins was the scribe's slate. And Adonai said to him, "Pass through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and mark a sign on the foreheads of the men who sigh and moan for all the abominations that are done within it." Then he said to those within my earshot, "Pass through the city behind him and smite. Let your eye not spare, and do not have compassion. Old man, young man, maiden, children, women, shall you slay to utter destruction, but do not approach any man whom is the sign. Begin from my sanctuary." So they began with the elders who were before the temple. He said to them, "Defile the temple and fill the courtyards with the slain. Go forth." So they went forth and smote throughout the city. All right, so right here, he's like, since they're doing the abominations at the temple, these are things that are like they're thinking of in their own mind. So he's like, just go wherever they're at, and whatever wicked things that they're doing, like utilize that to destroy them. And he's like, as dude is marking the people not to be destroyed, don't touch them. But everybody else, he's like, kill them. Begin from my sanctuary. So they began with the elders who were before the temple. He said to them, "Defile the temple and fill the courtyards with the slain. Go forth." So they went forth and smote throughout the city. And it was while they were smiting, I remained, and I fell upon my face, and I cried out and said, okay, so also, like, imagine like somebody doing something like real wicked, and then the next thing you know, they died the next day. Everybody would be like, dang, like that was the most high. So he's like, fill the temple with the slain. He's like, dang, okay. And it was while they were smiting, I remained, and I fell upon my face, and I cried out and said, "Alas, Adonai Elohim, are you destroying the entire remnant of Israel as you pour out your wrath on Jerusalem?" And he said to me, "The iniquity of the house of Israel and Judah is very, very great. The land has been filled with bloodshed, and the city has been filled with injustice. For they have said, Yahweh has forsaken the land, and Yahweh does not see. So I too, my eye will not spare, nor will I have compassion." So they were basically becoming worse because they thought the city was already cursed by the Most High, and He had forsaken them. So instead of becoming better, they just became worse, which is what these people are doing every day out here. All right. So anyway, I placed their way upon their head. Just then, the man clothed in linen with the slate upon his loins brought back the answer, saying, "I have done according to all that you have commanded me." Then I saw that, behold, on top of the expanse that was above the heads of the cherubim, something like a sapphire stone, like the appearance of the likeness of a throne could be seen over them. So like we know that the Ark of the Covenant is like representative of the mind, and that's where like the Most High sits, top the two cherubim on it, and then you have the Torah inside of it. Okay. Then he said to the man clothed in linen, "Come between the Galgal beneath the cherub, and fill your cupped hands with the fire coals from among the cherubim, and throw them upon the city." Wow. So what's underneath the cherubim in the Ark of the Covenant? That's the Torah. Then he said to the man clothed in linen, "Come between the Galgal beneath the cherub, and fill your cupped hands with fire coals from among the cherubim, and throw them upon the city." He entered before my eyes. The cherubim was standing to the right of the temple when the man came, and a cloud filled the inner courtyard. The glory of Adonai rose up from upon the cherub and rested upon the threshold of the temple. And the temple was filled with the cloud, and the courtyard was filled with the glow of the glory of Adonai. And the sound of the wings of the cherubim was heard up to the outer courtyard, like the voice of El Shaddai when he speaks. It happened when he commanded the man clothed in linen, saying, "Take fire from between the Galgal, from between the cherubim," that he came and stood near the Ophan. The cherubim stretched out his hand between the cherubim to the fire that was between the cherubim, and he carried it and put it into the cupped hands of the one clothed linen, and he took it and went out. There could be seen on the cherubim the form of a human hand under their wings. Then I saw and behold, there were four Ophanim beside the cherub. Okay. All right, we already read that. Might as well just read the next chapter, I guess, just for us, and we can read it again tomorrow. It's a short one. So, a ruach then lifted me up and brought me to the east gate of the temple of Adonai, which faces eastward. And behold, at the entrance of the gate were 25 men in their midst. I saw Jaazaniah, son of Azur, and Falatiah, son of Benaiah, the leaders of the people. Then he said to me, "Son of man, these are the men who connive iniquity and who give evil counsel in this city, who say the end is not near, build houses, the city is the cauldron, and the city is the cauldron, and we are the meat. Therefore prophesy against them, prophesy, O son of man." Then the Ruach of Adonai fell upon me, and he said to me, "Say, thus saith Yah, this is what you have said, O house of Israel, and I know what thoughts enter your mind. You have multiplied your slain in this city and filled its streets with the slain. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Adonai, Elohim, your slain that you have placed within it, they are the meat, and the city is the pot. But I will withdraw you from within it. You have feared the sword, and the sword I shall bring against you, the word of Yahweh Elohim. I will take you out from within it and deliver you into the hands of the foreigners. And I will execute judgments upon you. You will fall by the sword. I will execute judgment against you on the border of Israel. Then you will know that I am Yahweh. The city will not be a pot for you, but you will be like meat within it. I will execute judgment against you at the border of Israel. Then you will know that I am Yahweh, whose decrees you did not follow, and whose Torah you did not carry out. For you acted according to the Torah of the nations who are around you. As I was prophesying, Philatiah, Benaiah, died, and I fell upon my face, and I cried out in a loud voice and said, Alas, Adonai Elohim, are you making an end to the remnant of Israel? Then the word of Adonai came to me, saying, Son of man, your brothers' kinsmen, and the entire house of Israel, about whom the inhabitants of Jerusalem say, Distance yourselves from Adonai. The land is given to us for a heritage. Therefore say, Thus said Yah Elohim, though I have removed them far away from the nations, and though I have scattered them among the lands, yet I have been for them a small sanctuary in the lands where they arrive. So he is a sanctuary to us right now, and we can do all things we need to do. And the physical practices, there's no like I don't know, 99% of the Israelites are retarded, and I don't even think they're Israelites no more. Thus saith Yah Elohim, I will assemble you from the nations and gather you from the lands where you have been scattered, and give you the land of Israel. They will come there and remove all its detestations and all its abominations from it. And I will give them an undivided heart, and I will place a new Rawak in them. I will remove the heart of stone from their flesh and give them a heart of flesh, so that they may walk in my decrees and observe my Torah and to fulfill it. Then they will be a people unto me, and I will be an Elohim to them. But those whose hearts follow the heart of their detestations and the abominations, I will place the consequences of their way upon their head. The word of Yah Elohim. Then the cherubim raised their wings with the Ophanim opposite to them. And the glory of Elohim of Israel was upon them from above. And the glory of Adonai ascended from over the midst of the city and stood upon the mountain that is east of the city. Then a Rawak lifted me up and brought me to Chaldea, to the exiles, and the vision by the Ruach of Elohim. Then the vision that I had seen departed from upon me. Then I told the exiles all the things of Adonai that he had shown me. Interesting.
So when he's seeing the cherubim and all that, is he where is he seeing them at?
He's seeing it said like the north gate. So the temple faces east. So hold on. Like to the right of the temple, I would say. Like 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 in a corner where they probably couldn't even see him. They couldn't even see like what was going on. So that's like, and this is the thing, like, yeah. So like the temple faces east, so that would be like to the right of the temple. It would be like north.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through this again tomorrow. I ain't get tired of shit from last night, barely getting any sleep. Part of the process right now.
Right. You know what's crazy about that is that like since that was happening like to the right of the temple, like by the northern gate. Hold on, let me find it real quick. Uh, oh yeah, this is another thing. Is that dang, hold on. Actually, we'll go into tomorrow. But okay, where is it at? Yeah, verse 9, verse 1. Chapter 9, verse 1. He then called within my earshot with a loud voice, saying, bring near those appointed over the city, each with his weapon of destruction in his hand. And behold, 6 were coming from the direction of the upper gate that faces northward. each man with a sledgehammer in his hand. But one man among them was clothed in linen with the scribe slain at his loins. They came and stood by the copper altar. Okay, so they came around that way and came to the copper altar. Then the glory of Elohim ascended from on top of the cherub on which it had been going. So the Most High came from on top the cherub from the Holy of Holies, and then he came to like the entrance. And he called to the man clothed in linen on whose his loins was the scribe slate. And Adonai said to him, pass through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and mark a sign on the foreheads of the men who sigh and moan for all the abominations that are done within it.
Where did that occur at? Where the ones without the sign got smoked?
Oh, yeah, okay. So he said, like, to go all through Jerusalem. But what he said was, where is it? Verse 5, in like middle of the verse. He said, begin from my sanctuary. So they began with the elders who were before the temple, and he said to them, defile the temple and fill the courtyards with the slain. Go forth. So that, wow. So they went forth and smote throughout the city. So basically, they started killing people for sinning. And he defiled the priests that were leading them astray by telling them to fill the temple with their dead bodies. So they touched dead bodies, they were slain. But in like a metaphysical sense, like I said, if a random person that such and such thinks is an Israelite gets killed or some shit for being wicked, um, you know, the whole community is gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe this person got killed," and like that's in their mind as well. But it still doesn't stop them. They just keep going. And it says, "For they have said," verse 9, "For they have said, Yah has forsaken the land, and Yah does not see. So I too, my eye will not spare, nor will I have compassion. I have placed their way upon their head." Just then the man clothed in the linen with the slate upon his loins brought back an answer, saying, I have done according to all that you have commanded me.
What's that word for sanctuary in the Hebrew? Where he said he was a small sanctuary.
Oh, okay, let me go to it. Hold on. What is that? Verse 16, chapter 11, verse 16. It says, Laken Amar, Ka Amar. Therefore say this, Adonai Yahuwah, Ke Harchatim Lagoyim, Weki Hapashotim, Varashot, Ve'ilachem Lamikidash, Me'et, Be'arashot, Asher, Lamikdash, like the Mikdash. a holy place, a sanctuary.
So we technically have a temple, even though we don't have a temple.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to teach everybody, like
That'd
all
be
the whole time.
the inside, right?
Yeah, the mind. Yeah, that's literally what I've been trying to teach. The Satan disciples this whole fucking time, bro, and they don't get it. It's literally, bro, literally. That's what I've been trying to show them. Like the actual Levitical laws are actually the easiest ones to keep because all that shit's concerning you. So if who's running the sanctuary? Who's the high priest of the sanctuary of your mind, brother? So there it is. That's why they can't find the Levites. I'm not saying I'm a Levite. I mean, I might be a prince or something, like a Nazarite prince. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying I'm a Levite. I don't know. But like, I mean, I could do all the priestly duties in my brain though. But that's why they don't get it. Like, that's why I be telling them like, even JC was teaching that. They didn't understand what JC was teaching them. That's why I be telling like Ananiah, like, why you arguing for them, talking about you can't, you need a sacrifice for the Sabbath. Was Jesus doing the sacrifice on the Sabbath? Or did he teach you that you don't need to do all that? You need to stop sinning. That's what I be saying. Like, and yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they probably did think that that dude was God if he was real back then or whatever. Or the story itself, people, when they read it, like, they probably, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shit.
I mean, he was, yeah.
Simple. Just keep your temple pure without abomination.
Yes, exactly. And that's what I try to teach. Like the temple, like to them, like the temple is just a damn building and they kill animals there. And somehow Yahweh accepts that as atonement for your sins. Like, bro, that shit's bugged out. Um, like that shit's crazy. It like the bronze altar is like some to the Holy of Holies, the bronze altar, the journey from there to the Holy of Holies. The Holy Land is the height of your mind, like where the Torah is, like getting the higher things from the Torah. That's the Most High talking to you. Shit. Like that's what Moses was doing, going up on a mountain all the time. But like the Most High literally had him going up on a mountain, but like just to talk to him, like not to show him anything, but just to talk to him, meditate by himself, get away from the lower things. Like he was teaching him to go to a higher place and leave them down there, and then come back down and tell them what to do. And like at the end when he didn't make it to Israel, like he took him up on the mountain to see the physical land, to see that he's already been to Israel a million times in his mind already. How many times did Moses take the trip from Egypt uh, into and out of bondage, into and out to like get them out eventually? Like he didn't even get it until he died. Is that what you worried about some physical land for? Like, yeah, that's great, but how many times have I brought you to Israel, to the land flowing with milk and honey? He's like, didn't I give you to give them like sweet bread to eat? Like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why we trying to tell, like that's why I be like, yo, like you see how easily you get it? See how easy Akim Zai gets it, how easy Isaac gets it. That's why I'd be like, yo, like, I don't even know if them dudes is Israelites. I'm about to just leave the small hats alone. I ain't taking up for these fools no more. There's no way. The Israelite movement's been going on for a super long time. I mean, all these dudes, they come from like the One West Jesuit ideologies and shit. So, I mean, even them, they've been around since the 60s. So, where are their like Torah teachers at to show them this? They don't exist. So, like, I don't know, bro. This dude's been studying the Torah their whole life. Can't figure this out for some reason. It's just another psyop. Psyop, bro. I'm not bothering the small hats no more. Leave them alone. I'm actually going to make an oath to Yahweh to not bother anybody or defend these dudes anymore. I have nothing to do with them. Now, if they become a Nazarite, that's different.
It makes sense too though with the not eating the unclean animals. Like you wouldn't offer up an unclean animal in the temple. Also, like the same way. Kind of make yeah, that makes sense.
There it is. So, there's two ways you could look at it. You literally just went through an initiation from Moses, and he's still the teacher to this day. That's why I don't get what they be like. Sometimes I'll tell like the Christians, they'll be like, "You seem to understand the New Testament. How come you don't believe in it?" I'm like, "Cause I don't need JC. Moses taught me this."
So is this what they're just trying to show us the whole time, like that there's going to be some that hear, some who don't? Because here they are, like he's saying he went there and then he's seen the people who had their back turned. And then he spoke to them and then they still didn't hear. So that's kind of what's been going on for a while. Now I don't know how long they've been like making a movement of Israelite, but like truth is truth, and people have been reading the Torah already.
Well, no, this is the problem. Like I keep saying it, they come from like the only reason they know that they're Israelites is because they come from Jesuit One West camp, Freemasonry ideology. They completely missed, and this is what Bonehead 44 doesn't get, even though I love that brother. All that shit that happened with Haile Selassie, what do they think that was? Coincidence? Bro, they better, I don't even know if these dudes is Israelites, bro.
Well, you see, half of them don't even know what really happened. They just going off. They hear you say a little bit. They don't go and research it. They don't go and go see. Like, um, like I was saying the other day, like when you have tangible evidence compared to like things that you can't really like piece together, you gotta get a little bit from over here, a little bit from over there, but you got a whole book in front of you that's telling you exactly what happened. You still would rather go and damn do a puzzle. That sounds exactly like how these people are already doing.
Oh, he was a Christian. I mean, shit, even if he was, I mean, all of our other kings were damn idolaters too. But his redemption was gathering the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And I'll tell you right now, somebody want to have a debate on who did more. Jesus or Haile Selassie, that's a landslide debate. And they could keep his fake miracles and all that and use it in the debate. And he's still gonna get washed up. Oh, Asia, you seen a little bit of it though with that Darian dude. I was like, man, I was like, you need a book to believe in this dude. What did he actually do to make the world believe in him being any damn body? I was like, did somebody write a book about Haile Selassie, or did the whole world be aware of what the hell he was doing? Like, come on, man. Like, this is bugged out shit, bro. At this point, bugged out. Moses is still the Moses is still the teacher, and David is still the king. What they don't get, when David coming back, bro. Didn't I tell him? Okay, this is the thing, right, brother Soul, right? Remember what was it like a few months ago when I came back on the app? Uh, they were all fighting about that, like is David coming back or not? And like I keep telling them that they're completely missing what that David means in Zechariah chapter 12, verse 8. They just keep ignoring it.
Yeah, I'm about to be in slump mode though. Gotta catch up on some sleep, y'all, and open up another room.
Yeah, I will. Hey, shalom, bro. It was good reading though, man. I got Isaac's number. Shoot me your number. I'll probably make like a WhatsApp group or something. We can share documents and shit like that.
Yeah, I had called his earlier before when he said he was leaving the app. So yeah, I'll send you. I'll send it in the back chat.
Right? I was like, he better come back on here and shoot that number, man. I was like kind of worried I'd never get to talk to him again.
Shalom, brother Soul. Hope you get some rest.
Yeah, shalom, bro. I'm making the room.
Yeah, I can't pull another all nighter like last night. I was in and out last night. I was trying to stay up. Yashem was making me laugh my ass off. I was trying to sleep, man. But yeah, I gotta get my 8 hours tonight. All right, shalom, y'all.